Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing week. Currently it is Wednesday and let's get right to the charts as Bitcoin is right now humbling the bulls. You can see yesterday the bulls pushed the price all the way up towards our weekly R1, which was sitting around 114k, and this is exactly where Bitcoin topped out yesterday on this pump. You can see we even went above the value area low, which I was expecting actually for Bitcoin to potentially close a candle above this value area low right here, and then we would be back into this range. But as you can see, we got absolutely rejected. The bulls got humbled. As I said, you can see this is also the 50 moving average right here at the top, which is also perfectly correlating with that weekly R1. They are clipping downwards, as you can see right here, so this suggests a potential bearish turnover. So what this means for Bitcoin right now, in my opinion, this very strong bearish rejection that we made right here is basically a sign of continuation of this downward trend. And in my opinion, next target would be this level that I keep talking about, basically $98,000, which is where also the 50 moving average is sitting, as you can see right here. Historically, we bounced from here all the way up, basically this whole move to the upside. We are bouncing from this moving average. Now something very bearish would be, let me just get a chart with a little bit more data, is once we start getting below this moving average right here. You can see this is historically when the bear market has started. So if on the weekly time frame we get above 98k and start closing candles below this moving average right here, this would signal a very big trend change for Bitcoin. In my opinion, we are potentially still early to say those things, but you need to be prepared for every market scenario that comes to you. So it is right now the bullish case, and the more probable case is that we hold this level right here that I have marked out. We potentially may wick below it. If we draw our Fibonacci tool from the low, which is at 74.3k, all the way to the all-time high that we made at 126, you can see the 0618 and 065 Fibonacci golden pocket is sitting around $94,000 to $92,000. So another very possible scenario for Bitcoin would be a drop towards this level. This is the low at 98,000, and then a wick down towards the Fibonacci golden pocket, and then we start turning up, potentially retesting the range back again, looking for acceptance. In my opinion, this is a very possible scenario to play out. As you know, this would, if this support does not hold, this one will, in my opinion, for sure hold. It is also possible that we get a deeper retracement around 0786, which is sitting at $85,000, which would also be a very nice buy opportunity if we aren't entering a bear market, of course. Basically, a dip towards the 0618 would be $31,000 of a price change, which will be around 25%. And any deeper than this correction, basically if we go down all the way to 786, $40,000 of a correction. Basically this is just I think last time in 2021 we got like basically $34,000 in price change, which was back then 54%, and right now $34,000 of a price change is just 26-27%. You can see right here. So the percentages have changed, and in my opinion, a lot of people will start to talk about the bear market coming, and in my opinion, this is where we are potentially going to bounce if we are going to get down there, because any lower than that, as you know, would be considered a bearish market, since more than $40,000 in price change, in my opinion, would be considered bearish market territory. Of course, it also depends on how the stock market is doing. Currently, the S&P 500 is very close to the all-time high. In my opinion, I thought we were going to be getting a swing failure pattern of this high right here, basically the all-time high. So I was expecting for price yesterday to do something like this and then a potential turnover, but we did not get this swing pattern yet. We are right now kind of dropping. You can see below the weekly R1 right here, currently looking for support at the moving averages. Nasdaq also dropping, rejecting from the weekly R2. You can see basically Nasdaq, I don't think we got the all-time high, or yeah, we did actually get a new all-time high on the Nasdaq, so we can kind of consider this a swing failure pattern of this high right here. And right now we are pushing 1% down, but as you know, by the stock market it is very different, since they are mostly up. It is different in Bitcoin. You can see this is what a bear market looks on the stocks, and this is what bear market looks on Bitcoin. Basically a lot more time spending towards the downside on Bitcoin bear markets than on the stock bear market. So this is also something to keep in mind of. The dollar also trying to push higher. You can see right here pushing above the weekly pivot and above the moving averages, something also you want to look out for. Ethereum right now dropping below the weekly pivot and also dropping below our very important 4-yearly resistance support line that we have right here, which was previously flipped as support, held the whole time as support, and right now we are testing it once again for support right here. And if we start getting weekly closures below this line right here, then this line would once again flip as resistance, and we might see Ethereum retest those territories down in between 2,500 potentially. HYPE is right now having a very strong downtrend. You can see after breaking this trend line lower, since then we have been only going to the downside, but after this leverage push out, you can see right here potentially we might go all the way down to revisit this week, which would take us all the way down to $20. SUI also looking kind of weak. Almost all of the altcoins for now are looking very weak in my opinion. So we want to see Bitcoin potentially find a bottom, and then we can potentially start looking for those altcoin plays. If you look at the liquidation heat map yesterday, I have told you before in my previous videos that we have liquidity stacked up right here, and you can see yesterday Bitcoin pushed towards this liquidity, taking it out and then rejecting once again towards the downside. And right now liquidity is building even more towards the downside. You can see those lows right here waiting to be swept, and in my opinion we are going to be sweeping them sooner or later. ETF inflows, we do have 210 million of inflows from BlackRock alone, and altogether we do have almost 500 million of Bitcoin ETF inflows for yesterday. You can see this is our first green day basically in a while. We have had a previous outflow streak of around 4 days. If we don't count this one right here, we have almost 6 days of red for the Bitcoin ETF inflows. Fear and greed index starting to drop back to that fear, approaching the extreme fear zone. You can see also something very important to pay attention to. Long versus shorts ratio, we still have more selling pressure in the market, which is completely normal for the current price action. Funding rates are right now mostly positive on the major exchanges, but as you can see they are starting to turn negative, which would potentially even strengthen the downtrend that we are having right now. And I think this will cover it for today, guys. I hope you liked my video. Subscribe for my channel, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.